Next week, a Village of Ashwaubenon committee will consider plans for a new fitness center and commercial spaces in the Titletown district near Lambeau Field. We want to show you some images that show how the project may eventually look. The two-story building would be more than 46,000 square feet. It would have a fitness center, a restaurant and cafe, and it would be just east of the U.S. Venture office building that's already in Titletown. There would be covered parking and surface parking along Lombardy Avenue. The proposal submitted to Ashwaubonon's Site Plan Review Committee doesn't have a timeline for this project, but of course we will continue to follow this.